What's up, everyone?
Welcome to the Red Path.
It's the boys. Yeah.
Yeah, we're here. We're having a great time, and we're about to play an old 1v1.
Yeah, it's happening. It's
our first actual game together.
The battle of the ages, quite frankly.
I can't believe our first game was not on TTS. It's actually in real
I
life.
can believe it, given you and Jack's procrastination.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, we're here. We're in the house. Ron is currently filming for us. Mark and Dawn are hiding somewhere in the background.
They're hiding behind the fridge.
Yeah. And we've just had a bit of a primer on Player Place Terrain, because what day is it? Thursday?
Yeah.
Yes, today's
You're asking
Thursday.
the wrong guy.
Yeah. And tomorrow the LVO starts, so we want to try and get some practice games in. So we're going to kind of film this one. What we're going to do is basically give you a quick overview right now, and then we'll probably pick up end of round summaries, maybe critical charge rolls, that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're going to use the chess clock, we're using Player Place Terrain, and we're just going to kick the shit out of each other, right?
It's going to be really interesting. Yeah, I'll probably beat you on turn 2, but that's...
It is possible.
Yeah. It's going to be real fun. I think we both agree, Player Place Terrain, not nice.
Yeah.
That was my first experience and it was not enjoyable.
Yeah, it's just a whole nother stress level, another barrier to the game.
I can see myself getting really stressed about this tomorrow, or on, tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, I can see this being rough. And probably... not necessarily the only reason why I'm going to lose games, but I am going to lose games off the back of poor Player Place Terrain.
Yeah, you could absolutely.
The fridge is talking.
But yeah, so like we're not going to go in depth.
We won't go into the list and stuff. Yeah, you know where find them on meta or whatever it is, Whack Weekly. Yeah. But yeah, we're just going to get into it. We'll take some nice pictures during the game and let's have some fun. And
some Demon Prince on Demon Prince action is what we're going for.
If only I had Hellbreed to kill you with Fire Friends, but I don't, so it will be fine. But yeah, let us commence.
So yeah, we'll catch you guys in a bit. Let's go.
Tis only me. I've risen up from the ground. Alright, so we're done deployments. I went real heavy on one flag here, and when I say real heavy, I mean super fucking heavy. So we've got Possessed, we've got Red Butchers, we've got the Dark Apostle, the Prince, the Drill, which has 2 5-man Berserker squads and a Master of Executions inside it. We've got the Chosen in this Rhino. We have Barney, crucially, Barney hanging out at the back, because I know he is immortal, he will never die. And then we have another cultist squad here. What we have is a Drill in reserve with 8 Berserkers as well and Flamers. That's going to pop up when I need it the most and make its charges. So yeah, my play here was to pivot really hard on one flank and see what happens. Jamie has obviously answered it on his side in a pretty interesting way.
So over here we've got a squad of 5 Berserkers, squad of 8 Warp Talons. These guys are on the bottom floor. We got Abaddon. We have our 2 Contemptors, the Warpsmith, a Rhino with 5 Berserkers in, Cultists at the back, 5 Berserkers, another Rhino, Demon Prince, 5 Warp Talons. That's fucking it. That's it. We're just pretty much ready to kill each other. So yeah, we'll check back when something big happens and someone dies. So yeah.
It's going to be big.
Alright.
Okay.
So tell us about your first turn.
Yeah, my first turn was pretty fine. I kind of just pushed a lot of my forces up here into this building, a little staging area. What I did was I brought the Possessed from out here, we frenzied up, we got to about this objective, and then we charged into a Rhino and killed it. And the idea... and the Rhino exploded.
Yeah.
Killing a Possessed.
Yeah.
And wounding a lot of guys around here.
Yeah.
The idea was basically just to end up so that I could string the Possessed across here to basically mean that Jamie had a null turn 1 movement, which is what ended up happening. And that was my turn 1. We put some banners up over there. I made a little misplay down here. Wasn't able to set up for a banner there. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, that was kind of the conclusion of my turn 1. We went into Jamie's turn 1 then.
Yeah, so obviously the Rhino explosion was kind of frustrating, but this shit happens.
But no Berserkers died, which is...
Yeah. I took a wound on a Berserker from...
An explosion.
No, they can't have taken a wound from the explosion. Oh no, that was the other squad. Yes. So basically my Contemptors took wounds. Abaddon took 2, which is pretty critical. Yeah, that's good for him. However, it wasn't too bad. Yes, I didn't get to really position very well, but I'm okay playing defensive on this mission against the combat army. I can sit back. I'm going to score my banners and banners and banners. When he comes in, I do have decent sight lines either side of this piece of terrain for my Contemptors, who I'm hoping he won't be able to touch too easily, I kept my Warp Talons in reserve over here. Got another squad of Warp Talons in the Prince over here. I don't know what sort of charges he'll make this turn. Maybe a cheeky drill charge or something. There might be some other stuff I'm not seeing. But I don't feel terrible. Points-wise, I obviously made the better trade. A Rhino for the Possessed. However, if Dara's plan is correct and keeping me back, that could be what wins him the game. If I'm correct and playing more defensively is what I need to do, I've benefited from that. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll catch up with you if anything big happens. Let's go.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we are into turn 2. It's actually been quite a passive turn for me for the most part in this turn. So the main thing that happened is the Chosen hopped out of the Rhino, which was here. They've come up to here, and they're looking to make a charge into the Berserkers here to flip some long war points and annoy Jamie on primary. So they're going to need a 6-inch charge to get in there. So we're just going to roll that up now.
I am setting to defend.
You are setting to defend,
yes.
Assumedly not to Overwatch on first.
No.
So yeah, I'm looking for a bit more than a 6 here so I can mess around with movement and just stay very far away from Abaddon. But okay, we got a 10.
Shit.
So that's big.
Okay.
That's big. All right, we'll come back to you guys soon.
Okay, so we've just hit the end of my charge phase, round 2. I made 2 charges, or several charges actually, which are going to be interesting. I think I made a bit of a misplay in my shooting phase. I killed Dara's drill with my Contemptors, which allowed him to masterfully emergency disembark his Berserkers, saving this objective from the play I was making, some 4D chess going on.
So and also, I was able to put my Master of Executions here in a really threatening position for next turn.
Yes, that's a
Points
big point
there.
swing. So what I've got is 5 Warp Talons, multi-charged a squad of 4 Berserkers, and a squad of 10 Cultists, which are hidden inside this building here. Then over on this side, we've got the Warp Talons down here, and Abaddon charged into his Chosen. So obviously, with Dara having plenty of CP here for interrupt, it does force my hand. He definitely cannot kill Abaddon. He can certainly ruin the day of the Warp Talons, but I'm fairly confident that if he's going to have to split attacks most likely or wipe the Warp Talons, I'm hopeful that Abaddon alone, because he does have 4 rerolls for himself, will be able to wipe the Chosen out. So I have to start with the Warp Talons, and this is a big turn. If this all goes wrong, Dara's pressure really mounts up. If he has a couple of Chosen holding me back off that objective, and I don't survive with the Warp Talons, I'm in a big problem space, especially with this Master of Executions coming up. But yeah, we'll touch base at the end of the fight phase, because that'll be the end of the round, and we'll do a wrap up. So yeah, we'll catch you in a bit.
Right, so that ended Jamie's combat phase there. It was actually pretty interesting. So he fought first over here with the Warp Talons, took out the Berserker squad with relative ease, got a bit unlucky on the Cultists, only killed 1. Which is fine, but crucial thing over here, I interrupted with the Chosen. I put 5 Chosen into Abaddon, 2 Chosen into the Warp Talons. The 2 guys killed 2.5 Warp Talons, which is surprising. And then the 5 guys took 0 wounds from Abaddon. So it was like 7 saves on his invuln. Jamie passed them all. Boss.
I passed 6 and
turn 1 into 0. Abaddon then proceeded to pick up the entire squad of Chosen. So a little bit unlucky there, but also a little bit lucky over here. The turn swung in roundabouts there. I think Jamie's still very much in it after that because some things went off quite well there. I think if I pipped Abaddon down to some wounds, I was going to have like a real push turn there to try and take him out, but that didn't happen. So that's fine. We still have a lot to play with because we have a drill in reserve in my turn. So we are moving into my battle round 3, which is top of the round. That's coming up next.
Let's go.
All right. Okay, so my turn has ended, battle round 3. A lot of interesting things happened in that turn. So we'll work in terms of like uninteresting things first. So over here, Berserkers came in, kills the Warp Talons, sweet. Over here, a lot more interesting. The Master of Executions made his charge, killed the Demon Prince, got a bunch of 2 points from Rise to Glory and 3 CP from Skull Through the Skull Throw. So that's an excellent trade for me. Like really cheap unit for the Demon Prince is awesome. Berserks here filled their charge into the Rhino. That was fine. My Terminators here, which are kind of, as you can see, splayed all over the place, they went into the Warp Talons, picked them up pretty easy. But the interesting thing here was the drill charged Abaddon from Deep Strike, hit him, did no damage, but Abaddon fought him, killed the drill. But this all happened before the Red Butchers actually took their turn. So the drill exploded, took 3 wounds off Abaddon, and some other stuff happened around here. But this meant that when the Red Butchers killed the Warp Talons in their first activation, they just piled in, trapped Abaddon, also tagged up a Contemptor, so that means no guns from him, Abaddon can't fall back, which means Jamie won't get charge bonuses for Abaddon, and there's kind of like weird interaction. He has fight first, so it's not really a big deal there, but it means Abaddon is absolutely locked in that position, which means in my next turn, all going well, I might be able to kill Abaddon, if I get lucky. A little bit lucky, but we'll see how it goes. So overall, had a pretty strong turn there, lots of scoring. Big thing as well meant this being contested and me taking this back means Jamie doesn't get CP in this mission. This is also means his primary is problematic. So I think I had a pretty strong turn there, and we're moving into Jamie's turn 3.
So that was the end of my round 3. It wasn't bad. Dara's round 3, as we talked about, was very good. I did whittle down the Red Butchers to the Sergeant on 1 wound. We'll see what happens here. Over here I got lucky. The Volkite Contemptor absolutely massacred his squad of 8 Berserkers here. And I did kill the Mo by activating first. Whether that was the right play, I think it was. Because now at least he's got a squad of 3 Berserkers here. Demon Prince, and what have we got sitting
Dark
there?
Apostle there as well.
Yeah, so with this big gap in the middle, I've got 2 turns now. I should be securely scoring my primary, depending on how charges go over here. He can kill, definitely Abaddon is probably dead to the Demon Prince this turn, just depending. I don't know what his movement's going to be because he is in terrain. The game is close. I'm not sure of the scores right now.
Well, I haven't scored you up this
Yeah,
turn,
because my no prisoners is bumped up quite a bit now. Yeah, this is definitely going to go through round 4. If Dara has a really strong turn, or if I have a really strong turn, it could be decided. I don't think either of us feel super confident. Like we haven't got the game in the bag, right?
I have a plan.
You've got a plan.
I have a plan. Yeah.
But I've got a bad one. I'm 50% not world eaters, which automatically makes me bad.
That's true.
Alright, so yeah, we'll catch you here in a little while. Thanks, guys. Alright, so that's the end of round 4. It was very good for me, but the game's not over by a long shot. I did a kind of tactical play over here with the Berserkers, just making a charge so only 1 model could fight, just to scratch the paint on the Rhino, but that allowed me to consolidate to take that objective, because crucially Dara had to move off of his one of his home objectives here to assault my kind of fire base over here. I ultimately won out, although Abaddon did die. I took the Demon Prince out. What else was there? The Red Butcher finally died.
Butcher Sergeant,
but it did take my entire army of
and I suppose killing the Disciple was big for numbers and
number
stuff.
of models, yeah. So at the moment I hold 4 objectives and Dara only holds 1, which so he crucially won't get his CP. I've kind of reversed
Exactly,
on you.
yeah.
So yeah.
So it's really swung back in your half towards the end of this game. The question is, can I score enough in my final battle round to keep me ahead? I'm really not sure.
It's
really not
very
sure.
close.
It's super close. It's going to be a very close score, I think, anyway. But this will be a super interesting turn.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. We'll catch you in the next round.
Yep. All right. Well, you should say it.
Okay.
I think.
We just ended the game. World Eaters won. 88 to 70. I took it.
It
Good
was
game,
awesome.
man.
It was brilliant. That was a brilliant game.
That was back and forth.
That was real
the
close.
whole damn time.
Yeah. I guess if you want to talk through the last turn, because it was where it kind of swung, right?
So in round 5, Dara had a Berserker push over on this flank. He threw all his cultists in to try and whittle down my Berserkers, which were up here. When did the Demon Prince die? That was in round 4.
The Demon Prince died in your turn,
Yeah, okay. So basically over here, we had the Dara's Apostle left versus my Warpsmith and the Contemptors. Then on this flank, he had his cultists and some berserkers over here. His berserkers did kill mine and then kind of took this point from me. However, my berserkers, which were over here, withstood all the cultist shots and combat and then just murdered them in return. Then luckily, because both of my Contemptors survived the whole game, they was able to rinse a squad of cultists here, which gave me an extra couple points. Somehow they didn't kill the 3 berserkers here, but whatever. Overall, the game started off more in your favour. I think round two it was looking very strong for you because you just absolutely hammered me here. But Abaddon making some clutch saves and Zinch and stuff.
Because Abaddon could have potentially died a turn earlier.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think what it boiled down to is you didn't really get any particularly bad rolls or anything like that.
Yeah,
Abaddon did tank though.
Only once, but it was enough, I think.
It was enough because even with the explosion of the drill and everything, and then me being able to position units so you couldn't quite get everything perfect how you want.
Yeah.
It kind of just held him alive long enough so I could ultimately swing that battle and then just hold the line kind of on this flank.
I think the game was really decided on who wins this little section here, and you did come out in the end. I think Rise was a bad pick for me. I just shouldn't have really taken it because if I took Skulls and just put on your Demon Prince, which is what I was planning on initially, I was getting the 10 for that, right?
You would have got 15.
And my Massive Executions isn't the Warlord, so.
Doesn't have to be a Warlord.
Any character. You can pick any one of your characters.
Oh, sorry, right.
Okay,
I would have picked my guy, right?
Yeah,
I always do.
Yeah.
But so there were some nice things there. I was happy with that play initially, with him hopping out with the emergency disembark and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think there's a couple of things I could have done different. I think I should have fell prayers the Chosen when I sent them in, and given them the transit. I think that would have potentially kept the squad in there to kind of hold up Abaddon for another turn. Not that it really mattered, but I think it could have been nice. And then maybe I'm not sure. I could have probably moved the cultists in a better way towards the end. But I think, I'm not really sure if I saw necessarily a whole bunch of things left. But it was interesting. Your army being the slower burn just means that in the end you can kind of burn out. So
and ultimately this is how I want my army to play. Holding back, using the berserkers bouncing in and out of transports, running off and tagging, just flipping objectives, and then even though these guys didn't really actually get to do anything,
they were there. It's like the 6-inch heroic thing for the custodes, right? They're there, which means I have to be in places.
They were always there to kind of do the threat. It was a close one thing. Abaddon, going off, killing all 8 Chosen, murdering through the possessed, tanking some combat, surviving the Red Butchers for probably 2 or 3 rounds of combat.
I think it was 3 rounds in the end. Yeah.
Really helped. Which alright, it's Abaddon, it's bullshit. He's not World Eaters. I'm
hey
a
man,
bad
if
player.
it works, it works.
If
it works, it
I
works.
know, Mark's disappointed.
I'm a worse player now for losing that
But
one.
you have the honour of
I'm officially the worst player on the red path as well.
It's like you've only
because I've lost to you and Jack. Yeah, I've lost to everyone. Yeah. But I suck.
Throw the gauntlet down, Jamie. You and Jack.
I've been trying to get him to play me for months.
That's true.
He's just dodging.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But okay, it was a really good game. It was really nice to see how Dara's army plays, and just to see another experienced World Eater player on the table. And it's Dara as well.
It was awesome. Awesome.
It's the arena, right?
Yeah.
But great game. Man.
Yeah, I think it was well deserved. You played really well. You held your zone for the right amount of time until you were right, it's boogie time, and then when it was great. So awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, well that's it. There's your bat rep, your Red Path bat rep.
Hell yeah.
Jamie versus Dara. World Eaters won with 88 VP.
What more can you want? What more can you want?
Couldn't ask for more.
Yeah.
But thanks guys. See ya. Oh, thanks to Ron for being the cameraman.
Yeah, shout out Ron. You're brilliant.